Hi guys, this is gonna be our weekly well-being reading. I changed a bit of the scenery, so hopefully the lighting is gonna be better for the cards. I already shuffled, so I'm trying not to talk as much so I can shrink down the time because I know I can't talk a lot. So I'm gonna link the blog post with the spread down below in the description if you want to do it for yourself or you're curious how it looks on the table. I'm using the illustrated Crystallary for the overall energy for this week, and we have Imperial Topaz. Ooh, I can't see myself. And it says you live in abundance. So what we have to work on this week is how to actually believe that we live in abundance, because when the outside world is not very much an abundant place, or it feels like that, it's very hard to, tell yourself that, yeah, you have a lot. Because living in abundance doesn't necessarily mean that you have everything. For me, it means that I'm able to be grateful for what I have. And it doesn't matter how much you have, it can be a struggle, because we're always constantly bombarded with messages from social media in general, that we need more, we need better, we need something different, and it makes us very perceptive for negative thoughts, and to view our life as lacking. So this week we will have to work on gratitude, and if we do that, we will be able to work and experience abundance, which is really cool. And what to do to help this? We have the Nine of Swords. Interesting. This is the do card for the week, with someone who's sitting on the side of a coffin, and it says reflection, hope and reflection on the lid of the coffin. Interesting, because the Seven of Swords is, someone who's sneaky, who's doing things that, they know that they shouldn't, just to win the war. So it's very interesting that we have that in the do position. But what I'm gonna say is not be sneaky and deceptive, but maybe be a bit more selfish this week. Or leave those swords on the ground, because we have that, it kind of feels like that we need to take that extra step after the Seven of Swords, to not carry those swords anymore, those negative feelings and thoughts in our head, but to drop them and sit down for a second, look around and see what you already have, so you don't have to sneak around, and you don't have to steal other people's stuff if you stop and look around. It could be that we need to admit that where we were selfish and sneaky in the past regarding this, regarding our abundance. Oh, very, very interesting. We have in the do the High Priestess. And I don't want to say that, I would flip it because that would make things easier to read, but that's not the message we need to hear. Don't do. Traditionally and usually, High Priestess is using your own intuition, listening in words, and just listening, not speaking, being more diplomatic. And with the Seven of Swords as well, I feel like we need to be I guess the overall thing is ask for advice from others, because the Seven of Swords guy is also someone who's on the battlefield and, you know, running around collecting swords that it doesn't belong to them, but, you know, they don't engage with other people. And the High Priestess is in the don't do is like, don't withdraw, don't use your own intuition because it might mislead you. Because your own little voice this week might be lying in a way. You know, it's not trustworthy enough. Very interesting. And the underlying energy, you know, why this is happening, we have the Fates from the Wisdom of the Oracle, which is a lovely card. Which means that, you know, we're supported, and whatever is happening, it's, you know, in sync with the higher ups plans for us. Doesn't matter how you define the higher ups, if it's your higher self or someone above you or whatever, doesn't matter. And we also have the time for a nap, but in the reverse, which also a very, I mean, with the High Priestess in the reverse, so to speak, and the time for a nap in reverse, I feel like we need to be more active. You know, the underlying energy is that soon bigger changes are going to happen. And we might, you know, don't have that luxury for a while after this time and this week to sit down and reflect. So we have to get ready, and we have to surround ourselves with people that we can trust, because the Seven of Swords is someone who's surrounded by people that he cannot trust because they can't trust him, or the skeleton, doesn't matter either. So get better company, and for once don't listen to yourself because you don't know everything. And the energy that is pushing through all this is learning. That's the energy that, you know, is trying to come up. We are learning something. We are gonna have an option to correct a mistake, to learn something that we messed up and redo it, and that will lead us to more abundance in our life. And that doesn't mean that new things will come in. It just means that when we look at our lives, we will see more from what we actually have, which I really like, because it's not the best way to live our lives to always wait for something to come in and fix things and make things better. And our anchor card for the week is, what does your soul say? Interesting. So don't listen to your intuition, but listen to your heart, because I kind of feel like intuition can be a bit more connected to your higher self, your experience, your mind in a way, because that's where we store memories. But your soul, your heart will know better. And we have this beautiful, beautiful dark blue. I think it's an aquamarine blue. Could be. But anyway, get yourself something dark blue to connect with the reading. That didn't make a lot more sense. I hope I was able to, you know, put in words what I'm feeling, because it feels a lot of sense to me, but sometimes it's hard to translate those feelings into words. So if it's not clear, just, you know, ask in the comments and I will do my best to clarify. But yeah, this is what we have to work, your choice obviously, but we can work next week to feel more abundant and experience more abundance in our life. Hope this was useful, and see you in the next one. Bye.